right, Kellen Moore. Is there any more proof that the Dallas Cowboys want to be us?
Oh, God. No. No. I want to be like the Eagles.
Dallas still stinks. You bet the way, kick Dingbat here. Big game for the Eagles this week as they take on the Rams, and hopefully we'll get into the NFC Championship game. It's going to be awesome. But I gotta say this. Just when you thought the Cowboys couldn't get any lower, they go out and they're about to do something like this. Totally redeem themselves. It is amazing. 2024 is going to go down, or 2024, 2025 is going to go down as the year that buried the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know how they can recover. We're going to talk about all of it in a second. But first, we got to talk about this, right? Because if you would say to me, all right, Philly, what is the biggest concern you have in this game? And I'm not trying to be cocky and I'm not trying to be arrogant. But it's the referees. All right? The referee we're getting isn't our best friend, all right? News. Sean Smith is refereeing the Eagles-Rams game this weekend. The Pound Eagles have not won a game with Smith officiating in all their games since 2023, when they were 3-0. Smith was the ref in the wrongfully ejected C.J. Gardner-Johnson game this season. That was a horrendous call. That was one of the most horrendous ejections I've ever seen. And if you ask me, in all honesty, what scares me the most about this game, it's actually going to be the referee. I don't trust these referees as far as I could throw them. And I hope that this week on social media and all over the place, there's a lot of talk about the wrong call ejecting C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I hope that a lot is made of it. So maybe it puts some pressure on these referees that they can't be so quick to be throwing flags at us because we know and we're on to them, okay? Hopefully. And definitely talk to C.J. Gardner-Johnson and say, listen, don't do anything that could get you ejected again, because these guys obviously are finding and looking for any possible excuse. All right? That's the truth. They're looking for any excuse to do it. So you can't do it, okay? Be careful. Now, the big story this morning is the fact that the Dallas Cowboys have now requested permission to interview Kellen Moore, and he will be interviewing tomorrow for the job. Adam Schefter is reporting this. Cowboys now have requested permission to interview Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore for their head coaching job, per source. Now, he's had a couple interviews, I think, so far. I know New Orleans for sure. Now the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm going to tell you this. My gut feeling is that Kellen Moore is going to land with the Cowboys. Or he's going to be at least very, very serious contention. But if you look at the Cowboys, you look at Jerry Jones, you look at what he's looking for as a head coach, it's obvious a yes man. He's obviously looking for a yes man. He doesn't want somebody to challenge him. He doesn't want that. Although I think Deion Sanders would be the best case scenario for Eagle fans as an observer, because of the amount of personalities I think would just be a giant mess in Dallas. Kellen Moore will probably be a guy that is, we'll do, okay, Jerry, okay, no problem, okay, sure. That's what he'll get with Kellen Moore. He knows Kellen Moore. And if this happens, on one hand, I think it'll be hilarious, because Mark Holmes and a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans, but especially Mark Holmes, has done nothing but trashed Kellen Moore for the past year. He's horrible. You're going to regret having him. He's this, he's that, he's the other. Now he is going to go, and first he's going to be, I can tell you what Mark's going to do. He's going to be pissed off, and he's going to be like, this is horrible, Kellen Moore, why would you do this, blah, 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 blah. Then when they hire him, it's going to be like, blah, 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 blah. Well, maybe, Eagle fans said this about Kellen Moore. Eagle fans said this about Kellen Moore. Maybe Kellen Moore has learned a lot. Maybe this isn't a bad move. Maybe Dak Prescott likes Kellen Moore. And then he's going to fall in love with it. And Kellen Moore is going to be the greatest coach in the history of history. That's what's going to happen with the Cowboy fans. Their delusion has no bound. But at the end of the day, Dallas still stinks. I'm telling you legitimately, I could see Kellen Moore ending up with the Cowboys. I think this is legit possibility. Okay, because Jerry knows them, and Jerry wants certain coaches to be a certain way. That's just the way it is. Okay, I mean, we'll see and stuff like that. But man, the Cowboy fans, see, they wasted years blaming Kellen Moore. He was the problem. He was the reason for Dak Prescott choking. He is the issue all along. Now, Kellen Moore goes to Philly, and the Eagles win in the playoffs, probably going to win this weekend, and they realize, well, Kellen Moore isn't the reason why Dak choked in the playoffs. Dak choked in the playoffs because Dak's a choker. That's the way it is. So now they want, the Dallas Cowboys want to be the Philadelphia Eagles. They want to be us. I mean, let's just face it. You know, they might have their Super Bowl, oh, we have 5 Super Bowls, all that stuff. But right now, in the current timeline we're on, the Dallas Cowboys want to be Philly. They want to be the Eagles. Their fans, their owner, their players, they see themselves as this winning organization who goes out, wins games, and is always on the verge of going to the Super Bowl or being in the Super Bowl. Nothing could be further from the truth. The Eagles, yes, we're constantly in the playoffs, but we're not just constantly in the playoffs. We constantly advance in the playoffs. We go to NFC championship games. We go to Super Bowls. They want to be us. And they'll say, oh, we got Kellen Moore, and we know all your secrets, and we know how you do things, all that crap. Whatever. Now, I'm going to say this. From an Eagles perspective, I don't want Kellen Moore to go to Dallas. I don't want him to go anywhere. I want him actually to stay in Philly. Not that I'm super in love with Kellen Moore and his offense and what he does. I'm like, yeah, he's all right. But, there's definitely better out there. But to me, the most important thing for the Eagles and what I want, and the reason I want Kellen Moore to stay in Philly, is because we need the consistency of having the same coordinator for more than 1 year. We need a coordinator to be there more than 1 year. That means if he goes, that means we're looking for another offensive coordinator again. It's every year, and I don't think that that's good. And if he does go, then I think the Eagles need to find somebody, a really good young offensive mind, somebody who has creativity, and they need to get somebody that will be here for 2 or 3 years and bring them in as an offensive coordinator. The Eagles need somebody with creativity as offensive coordinator if Kellen Moore is to leave. Now, if he doesn't get a head coaching job and he stays, I think that's the best case scenario. I truly believe that anytime the Eagles are NFC Championship bound, Super Bowl bound, that the response the league does to neutralize the Eagles and try to weaken us is they take our offensive coordinators away. Every time it seems like we get to the Super Bowl, our offensive coordinators go. Every time we get to NFC Championship games, even under Andy Reid, we lose offensive coordinators. That's how the league thinks that they're going to stop us. So, yeah, if we get to the NFC Championship game, he's probably going to go somewhere. But I hope Moore stays. Like I said, I don't hate Moore. I don't overly love Kellen Moore. But, I think consistency is important for the Eagles. So we'll keep an eye on that. Now as far as this game goes this weekend, it's looking like it's going to be cold, possibly snow. I think all the advantage is on the Eagles, and for the Eagles, you got the Rams having to travel cross country and then play in the cold. It's not like playing in Arizona. It's not like playing in the West Coast. It's completely different. And I think the advantage is the Eagles. Now, unfortunately, Nakobe Dean is out for the year. And, that's going to be, interesting to see how the Eagles do it. I think Oren Burks is capable of going out and holding it down. And I think Jeremiah Trotter is a guy that you got to get reps to, because I think he's a player. And I think he could play. And I think he could go out and surprise people. I'll also say this in closing. I do think now that Zack Baun is coming back, partly because of what we saw on that Kelsey segment where he was talking to Howie, but more importantly, the fact that Nakobe Dean is going to be out probably to start next year. You can't afford to lose both linebackers. You need to have at least one guy ready to go. So I think Zack Baun, because of the injury, is actually more likely to stay in Philly. I hate to see the injury. Don't want Nakobe hurt, but I actually think it's going to really make the Eagles have to try to keep him, which is a good thing. I will have my preview prediction video out tomorrow. Also, I think there'll be a shakedown preview tomorrow night. Just got to confirm that with Joey. Also, if you guys haven't, check out the new line of merchandise on Philly Shakedown Podcast store. We got it going right now. We got buy two, get free shipping. So look at that. And with that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. And remember, it's Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it. I'm telling you, it is classic. It is classic. Mark Holmes hates Kellen. He hates him. And he's going to have his delusion kick in. He is going to have to go from hating him to loving him. And we are going to watch it. And we are going to watch the transformation happen in real time, in 4K. I love it. Mark Holmes wants to be like the Eagles. Denzel Washington out.
Oh, God. No. I want to be like the Eagles.
That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.